everyone, I'm here playing just folded 10-9 offsuit under the gun, or I mean from early position, and this is really our bit at the table. You can see we bought in for the full. If any of you saw my first video, you're going to hear me repeating a lot. It's because I'm not really showing people because it wasn't very good. So the sound quality was pretty bad, but I attached an external microphone, so it's better. I play on Lock Poker because it appears to have the most number of players. Okay, so planning on raising to 20 cents, but this guy raises to 35 from under the gun, which is pretty to 20 cents from early position with pocket 5. I don't feel like seeing a flop for 40 cents. So I don't really want to call a raise that big. So they have a real hand. Yeah, they have a real hand, and I can get out of the way. You know, a lot of people, their standard raise that with that much money in the pot. So, or set my that much money in the pot. So, we like to raise to 20 cents there. Anyways, I like almost 11,000 players on now. Pretty good given that, you know, Poker Stars and everything is shut down. Okay, this is a this guy here, Dominant Intelligence, I played with him. He's playing at another. The fact that he in my opinion, is good for me, because he's gonna play pretty. I think he's gonna play pretty fit or fold. You know, he have a hand and pretty straightforward, or he's not gonna have a hand and that's it. And the reason I like they put something in your range, and then that's sort of just they're put. With like a pocket, and I hit my set, you know, and he has 2 overs, and he hits one of his overs. He's never given me credit for the pocket pair that I hit my set with. I'm getting paid off a lot, and because he's smart enough to put people on ranges because he's multi-tabling, so at least that's what I assume, is that he's smart enough to. I don't mind playing, especially because he has a big stack, so he'll call off half of it light sometimes. So we liked having him at our table. I don't have any notes on any of the other players. They're not really giving me much to go on either. Little card dead. There. Okay. So this was limped. This is a good board for him to bet here because, you know, he might be raising and he's. So, oh, I even had one, yeah. But I mean, you kind of bet there all the time anyway. If there's aces in their range, they probably would have raised. I bet a lot there if I've limped. Steal there. Down to get a color. So, you know, play this, um, you know, a lot of times, at least I think, to have, when you're multi-tabling, you don't really have time to really get to know the dynamic. So he's gonna a lot of double ups and a lot of big pots with hands put me on. Um, and fair enough, and if you're grinding 5 and 10 cents, like you should probably be playing like at least 4 tables because you're gonna blow your brains out if you're not. The only reason that I'm single tabling is so I can accurate commentary. Um, I'm gonna raise here. Kind of interested to see what this guy. He doesn't have a big stack, so he very well might 3-bet all in and then fold. He called pretty quickly there, which I don't like. That was also a bad turn card for me because like the spades would have given me tons of doors or tons of. Oh wow, he had a set. Yeah, well, it's not a good spot as it turns out to bet in. Who knows? I mean, he misses. About that. And he was nice to show us his hand by rabbit hunting. You know they're a donk if they rabbit hunt. Like, come on. That's something weird about the site that I don't really like is that you know they let you see what likely the next cards would have been. And like, I mean, any real player, I'm way better things to do than see what the next cards could have been. This guy, I have a really good feeling that this is a light bet. I don't know him that well, so I'm going to fold, but if he does it again next orbit, I'll probably 3-bet him with any 2 cards. It, in my mind, anyways, a lot of it's to me that they can raise light from late position because they know that's a profitable move to make at these stakes. That was a very standard C bet. I just wish that he would shut down. I can have a reason for 3-betting him next time. Probably 3-bet him next time around. Showdowns. guy anyways. And I'm in position if he calls. And I do have a decent hand. I should have raised more though. Should have thought of that. I mean, this guy is definitely... Well, now he might not call. He probably will, though. Okay, that missed him completely, and good flop for me. Just gonna bet a little. Okay, now, like, that even more. That check looked kind of check. I just missed completely. This is probably a value bet. Yeah. That was too big to be a bluff, I think. Yeah, well, that's... Probably still bet into those cards, and I can raise and then, you know, take it down. I can probably there I can raise huge, and then he'll think, and then call me, and then, you know, lose money. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've gotten 7 deuce off twice now. Just do something funny. Well, if they raise pre, and they raise the amount, it's probably because they have a good hand. That's what my experience has told me. He's betting here, almost guaranteed. Okay, well he probably should have. I bet he has beat. All right, well this guy overbet. Oh. Once again, but I would like to see the flop. I mean, I almost always have to. Pretty good. And believe it or not, a lot of people will fold to that raise just because it's a raise. Alright, well I missed that completely. They're not folding draws either, so this is really just like a give up spot. Because they will not fold flush draw. An ace or a 10 comes on the river and I can look like I'm bluffing it. Nope. I mean, flush draw there, so technically it's okay for me to bet. But it's probably better to check. I might have gotten away with a bet there. If I bet big enough, the pot wasn't really that big. Not really worth it. I mean, I would have had to bet probably just about the pot to get this guy off of a 9. You know, 9-6 folds there a lot, but I think but I think this guy with ace-9, I think I really have to, especially because he's the button, so that guy can potentially, you know, give him more odds when he calls. Well, not more odds, but make the pot bigger. I think that this guy will only fold to, you know, a pot-sized bet, and that has, you know, 1 in every 2 times for me to make money, for me to break even, and I'm not convinced that it works more than half the time. So, you live to see another day, you know. And plus it allows us to bluff in spots that are a lot bigger pots, you know, because if we sort of develop this image that we're just giving up when we miss, then, like, potentially in a spot where we can steal profitably. Okay, this is always a raise. Not really hard. He has the, alright, he has the check fold button clicked on the big blind. And all that means, I mean, that's stupid for him to do because I take advantage of that, like, you know, and, man, miss again. It's really a bad thing to do because, you know, like, you see a marginal hand, or, you know, you see, like, Jack 4 offsuit, right? And then so you have check clicked, and then you don't realize every single person is folded, and now it's just the raising you, and the small blind could have anything, but since fold clicked, you know, it's gonna fold you. So, you know, that's a stupid thing for him to do. Unless, like, he's multi-tabling and just really doesn't care. And, you know, he'll let me... I have some back here. Always 2/3 of the pot. A little less. Oh man, 7 deuce 3 times. It's nice to have a little equity there. He's calling with flush draws a lot, so that means that if the flush misses, I actually have something that can beat him on the river because I have a pair. An important thing to note when we're doing this is, you know, the majority of players at 5-10 online like really suck, and so I find getting in heads-up pots with like, you know, 80% of the players, because, you know, it's you know, pretty reasonable to say better than 7, or how many? 3, 6. Yeah, I'm better out of the 8 other people here. It's simple to assume that, and as a result, you know, I'll take a pot as a 45-55 underdog against, you know, some random guy, because I'm going to play him more often than he'll outplay me. And it doesn't allow huge where you know, 3-bet light and, you know, run floats, make you a lot of money in the long run. I don't know. I think I'll play this guy. The last time he did that, he gave up on the turn. So I'm going to check. If he checks back, then he'll give up on the turn, because that's what he did. Bet that amount. He hit that, or he already has a hand. But that's what I'm saying. I already know something about him because I pay attention. And he Another blocker raise there. It's a pretty transparent strategy, but you'd be surprised if it works. Look at that. Obviously not scared of too much. I'm going to check as well, and then bet the turn. Because, no, you see, if I don't get a chance to explain this, then I will later. But a lot of donks think in bet size amounts. So if I bet 60 cents, you know, which is 3/4 of the pot, they'll call 60 cents with a draw just because, like, you know, oh, it's 60. That's not very much. And they ignore the fact that sometimes, you know, oh goodness, look at this. I really don't want to chop here. Like, come on, I have this hand. Maybe he'll spaz. Maybe, like, he'll think I'm betting a draw, and then he'll just, like, shove into me. That'd be kind of funny. Okay, so now we tank raise. We're like, oh, geez, I don't know. I mean, could he have it? Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the free money. Okay, so I mean, he's showing his hand at the end when it missed. Like, if you're smart, you have auto muck clicked. I'm out of position, and I haven't seen this guy raise a lot. That's an easy fold. I wouldn't have folded to this guy because I do that earlier. That's almost... Man. Well, this is an interesting hand. I wonder, I really am curious if he did that light. If he's good enough to do that. That's not a very strong bet. It's not even half the pot. Man, I wish he'd go down every once in a while. Yeah. What's my note on him? Likes to overbet. I just don't. And like, let's say an ace comes, and you know the pot is like $1. He'll bet $1, and then it's like, you know, I mean, I did hit, but like this guy's betting $1, which is sort of an awful lot. Then it's tough to decide not to call, and then if I do call, the pot's even bigger bloated than one pair. So you know, even though like I have this guy figured out, overbet, I really don't like to way. All bloated and such. You know, because if I call there, he's to my immediate right, so if I call, then like it gives other people more odds to call, and then, you know, that's more people to bloat the pot and then make me face palm when I hit top pair worst kicker. Well, that wasn't an overbet. I think he's going to bet huge here. Rough hand. This is good enough for a call. Man, he really had him the whole way. Huh. I'm really interested to see what he has. If he's calling, if he's flatting from the small blind, you know, with like not much money in the pot. Yeah, we're gonna let the blinds play. This hasn't been a very exciting session, to say the least. I guess here. I like a raise better, but you know, I raise there all the time, so it's just to back myself up. This checks through. Oh god, that was river. I mean turn. I was gonna say I bet every turn, but not that one, because that just flush draws get there and pairs. Okay, well now I can bet pretty safely. Draws missed. People do weird things with sets, so it's not unreasonable to assume that, and they don't really. I don't believe this guy. I have great and odds and sort of suited connectors. I I wonder if this guy's really paying attention, because he's been calling raises from the people that raise a lot. So I think he's adjusting. I think I might raise here. Okay, no. It's good to see what they have. So much stuff goes on in online poker. Like that big bet and then that check, and it's probably going to fold. Yeah, he's folding. It's either a shove or a fold. If he's calling, he sucks. I don't even care what he has. If he's calling, he sucks. Because you're not calling with a draw, obviously, because this guy has $3.08 behind, so he doesn't have implied odds. If he has a great hand, like a set or a straight, then he wants to shove so it looks bluffy, because he's going to have a hard time finding a fold unless he really has nothing. So calling looks like the strongest thing in the world, and if he has a made hand, there's rivers that give this guy flushes, and also rivers that just improve him to some extent, or scores that make him potentially be even fold. So if he called there, it would have been horrendous.